So, we're going to watch a video 2 times through. We'll watch it once, we'll watch it a second time, and I want you to just obviously be paying attention to that video. And we're going to talk about what do you notice after you've seen this video. Watch it one more time.
Whoa.
So, my question to you right now, I know you've got a lot of stuff, I heard you start going. My question to you right now is just simply this. What did you notice? Hayden.
He started off by building 3 small triangles. That's what he did.
Yes. Can you tell me more about that? Because I kind of saw him starting out building just 1 triangle.
Well, then he added on to the bottom and started building more tiny triangles.
Okay, so he starts with 1 triangle, is what you noticed, but then he starts to build on from there. Can we put any number to that? What did you notice as far as he builds on how much?
There's 3.
Okay, so there's 3 on the first, and it's like 3 times 2 on the bottom. It goes 3, 6, and it
3
keeps,
what?
like there's 3 toothpicks.
3 toothpicks. So you're
So
saying that
creates
that first triangle he makes is equal to 3 toothpicks.
And we also need to know how many toothpicks there are.
Oh yes, we probably will. But right now I'm just curious as to what you're noticing. Curious what you're noticing. Anything else that you noticed?
Every time there's 2 more triangles.
Oh, okay. So he goes from 1 triangle to the second row having 3, which was adding 2. Good. Was it the case on the third one?
The third row didn't have 5, yeah.
Did it have 5?
No.
So maybe something we want to know is how many were in that third row. Keep that for later. It looks like he's adding triangles. Let's just leave it right now as he's adding triangles, or we think it might be 2 per row. But we got to confirm that first. I'll put it in parentheses. 2 mark. Anything else that you guys think you noticed at all? Anything you are wondering about?
How many toothpicks you got?
Okay, what are you wondering about?
Same thing.
Same thing?
How many toothpicks were in the can?
Okay. So our guiding question here is going to be, how many levels will Dan's pyramid have? Okay, and so you guys are starting to identify some of the information that you're going to need to know in order to solve that. So what I want you to do, before I give you that information, is I want you to come up with a brave guess. How many levels will he have based on the size of the toothpick pile? And we know that each level is growing a little bit, maybe by 2. but we're not real sure yet. So take a brave guess as to how many levels, not how many toothpicks, how many levels will be in his pyramid. We saw him complete 3, as Hayden pointed out. But then he started building more, and all we got to see was the toothpick pile diminish. We didn't get to finish watching that. Brave guess. What do you think? Nate?
8 or 9.
8 or 9 levels? Camden?
13.
13 levels?
No.
Why not?
That's just a lot because it seems way too too many.
Too many?
Yeah, too many levels.
44.
44?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Caleb?
24.
24?
Oh, they're all too high.
Couple more out there. Why don't you guys just say them, and I'll try and keep up.
17,
20,
30,
10,
One at a time, Lee.
10.
Did I miss any?
11.
11?
7.
20,
20 I got.
18,
18?
101.
7,
7? 30 I got 30.
17, 35,
I was gonna say
24,
24 I think I have.
12,
There's no one.
12?
47, 14,
Even getting involved well under the table.
14,
Good.
Let's go.
40,
Yellow camera.
14,
So, you guys pointed out a lot of things that you wish you knew. One of which was number of toothpicks. So before I decide whether to show you that or tell you I don't know, can somebody explain to me why that would be even helpful to know?
Because then you have like a better understanding of the thing. Like, so if he has like 100 toothpicks and it'll be more or less toothpicks. Like, no, layers.
Okay, so the number of toothpicks controls the amount of layers. That's a good reason why that might be important. Is there anything else that you guys think you need to know or would like to know in order to solve?
How many toothpicks in all?
So how many toothpicks are in that pile, right? Anything else?
Well, I just realized that my answer is too low because it says how many pyramids, not layers.
How many levels will Dan's pyramid have? Not how many
Oh.
pyramids. Though I did wonder that when I was first watching it, and that might be something we can extend onto, is how many triangles will be inside the whole pyramid. But for right now, I want you to just keep your mind focused on the amount of levels that this pyramid will have as a whole. So just the amount of toothpicks, you think that's all the information you need?
Yep. Yes.
Pretty much.
Good, I agree. I did add one more thing though, just so that we could get off onto the right foot here. I did add a screenshot of the very last piece that we got to see before the camera went away. Just so we could kind of answer Kaya's question. Was it adding 2 every time?
It was adding 1.
We've got 1 triangle, and then we've got 3 triangles, and now we've got 5 triangles. Will that continue to be the case? You'll have to find out. But from this, I do see an addition of 2 triangles for every layer. Okay? So right now we've got 3 layers, with the last one being made up of 5 triangles. Okay? Now, toothpick count.
250.
250 toothpicks.
250.
250 toothpicks. According to everyone here, the information you need has been given. You should now be able to go ahead and get solving. Remember, the guiding question is how many levels, not how many triangles, not how many toothpicks. I already know, it's 250. How many levels will this pyramid consist of by the time he's used up his supply of toothpicks? Okay? Go ahead and solve. Some of you are starting to come up with a possible answer. The possible answer some people are coming up with is 83 with their remaining one toothpick, meaning they couldn't build, meaning they could not build an additional level. So the question is, how many levels will be in Dan's pyramid? And so your answer is 83 remainder 1. Let's just forget about the remainder for a second and talk about the answer of 83. How many levels are in Dan's pyramid? And your answer right now for some of you is 83 levels. How many toothpicks are in your last level? How many toothpicks would be in your last level if you did that? If you can't say that, then I don't feel like you have enough proof to justify your answer of 83 remainder 1.
50.
There'd be 50.
Yes.
So you're saying the very last level. 50 toothpicks. And what are you knowing? What are you noticing about the difference in toothpicks from one level to the next? You're adding 2 toothpicks. Yeah. Well, let's see here. So here's level 1. I used 3 toothpicks. Here's level 2. I can't count that one. Kaya, you made a good point. You got to be careful not to double count a toothpick. I can't count that one. So I can only count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so I'm going to count how many toothpicks are in the bottom row again, and I'm not going to mark these ones a second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What are you doing?
So how many toothpicks?
Do it by 3.
Okay? My concern with 83 levels. My concern with 83 levels is that if you figured out the math of how many toothpicks would have to be in that last level, because I did, it would take 240 toothpicks. Okay? 83 levels. If you go through and do enough of the level work, you start to realize that this is level 1, and this is level 2, and this is level 3. And so 1 times 3,
3.
right? 2 times 3 is
6.
3 times 3 is 9. And so there's that pattern going on. So if you take that same rule, that you take your x value, and you say x times 3 equals how many toothpicks it would take. 83 times 3 is going to get you 240, and then another 9. 249 toothpicks. But that's just one level. So to have 83 levels, you would have had to use all the toothpicks in just one really massive bottom level. Here's your error. You have to continually add. Just like Bucky, when he was doing push-ups, you had to continually add as you went. You had to have a running total. You have to keep a running total of toothpicks being used. So what Dan showed us with these 3 levels, he had already used 18 of the 250 toothpicks. For 83 remainder 1, or forget about the remainder 1 levels, you would have to have a lot of toothpicks. So 83 cannot work, but here's what's good about it. We now know that 83 is way too much. that gives us kind of a cap. When we start thinking about our predictions we made, we start to see pretty quickly we never had anyone even that close. So it's time to start thinking back to the prediction you were making and let your prediction guide you in your thinking. Because I know that we can all take some numbers and apply an operation. That's what happened. We took some numbers, we took 3, we took 250, and we divided it, and we got 83 remainder 1. And that feels really good. But that's why I want you to try solving a different way. Not divide a different way. Completely solve it a different way and see what happens. Okay? Keep working.
Wait, don't take that. Go.
So this is how many like layers there are. I think it's 12 is where it ends, because I go up by 3 every time, and then I add the total of sticks. And I think there's 16 remainder sticks at the end.
And I don't know, because he shows that he no longer has any toothpicks left. So we'll have to see if he has a partial row.
Yeah, maybe he didn't finish his row.
So if he didn't finish his row, then what's the answer?
Then it's 13.
13. We'll have to find out.
I'm just going to circle these two.
So tell me what you're doing here.
Can I read? Counting by 3s till I get to 250.
Okay.
And I might be off, but I'll go figure out how much in all.
Okay, so you're counting by 3s to get to 250. Here's my fear. You've got to remember that he has a starting pile. And every time he removes toothpicks from that pile, the pile is going to diminish. Okay? And so I think where you're going to find yourself with an error here is that if you think of each one of these as being a level of the pyramid, that's not going to work out for you, because what you're going to find out is while you have some good stuff here, you've gone too far. When you get to 250, because you're saying that this right here is a level 1? Okay. By the time you get to 250, there's going to be more levels. You're saying that in that last level, there's 250 toothpicks. The entire pyramid is constructed of 250 toothpicks, not just the last level. Okay. What you're doing right now is the math to show where you would construct a pyramid, and it would have a final row with 250 toothpicks in it. But we're working with a container of a total of 250 toothpicks. So what you need to do is get back into this, but take a look and see. You got to realize that these two rows right here, row 1 or level 1 and level 2, together consist of 9 toothpicks. The third row, third level, bring that one in. Now we've used 18 toothpicks. So you've got to keep a running tab of not just the levels, and not just how many toothpicks were used in that one level, but a running total of toothpicks that are being used of the 250 that he has to build with.
You're working on it, so.
Yeah, but this is good.
Goes fast forward. It's 13. I know I wasn't getting it right. Yeah.
How does you do that fast? Eminem was
I think it's 15.
I think it's 13. It's 12.
I said it's 13. I said it's 13.
You said 14, Camden.
No, he did.
I said 13.
What?
So we didn't count it. We have to count it, don't we?
What?
How could you did that on purpose?
Math gets messy sometimes. I didn't record the first 2 times. This is number 3. By far the worst spill of the 3.